Hello, class. And here I am, meditating, thinking about some things over the last few days. And we recently had a class Zoom meeting. Some of you were there and some couldn't be there for different reasons, but so glad to have seen some of you in that meeting. And in that meeting, a couple things came up with some of you. We were talking about your cats and your dogs, and particularly cats came up, and I couldn't help but think of this book. Look, even if you weren't there, look, you know this book, you saw it in the classroom, all about baby animals. And one of the animals, of course, is a cat. And you're going to see, domesticated cats, just the kind that are tame that can be in your house, but then some that are not, with some very interesting things about cats. The first thing I want to talk to you about is wild cats. Now in the book here, you're going to see different wild cats. And in the wild, we know about lions, we know about tigers, and we know about cheetahs and leopards and those sorts of things, but maybe there's some things you didn't know about them. And maybe there's even a few that look similar that you may have gotten confused. So we're going to clarify that right now. So let's take a look inside the book right here. See? Look. Now, the first thing you'll notice is some big cats. We recognize the lion, I think. And this, of course, would be a female without the mane. And then, of course, we've got a baby tiger. This book is focusing on young ones and babies. That's a tiger there. And does anyone know what that is? Tell me, what is that? Did you say that that is a cheetah? That is a cheetah. They live in Africa. And so do lions. And, but there's a picture I want to show you actually of another one that gets confused with the cheetah, and that is, look, a jaguar. Did anyone know that that was a jaguar? That's a jaguar. That is in Belize. And when I was in Belize, I stayed there about a year. We saw jaguars, and it was scary. Now, notice the way the cheetah spots are and the jaguar spots are very different. The jaguar is larger than the cheetah. And here's another picture. Now, this picture is neat. This first one's just a postcard. I say just, it's a nice postcard, but it's a postcard. The second one is actually a picture I took of a jaguar, a snapshot photo. And the spots, beautiful spots. See the difference. And notice the pattern. See how it's got this, it forms like four together and little, not always, but it forms a little circle around. Sometimes there's a little dot in the middle. Whereas on a cheetah, they're just all dots. There's more of a pattern going on here with the jaguar. And the jaguar is bigger, has a bigger head, more boxier and stockier body, muscular. Whereas the cheetah, if you look at these long legs and a slender body built for running very fast. And of course the jaguar can run fast too, but not as fast as the cheetah. And so there we have the big cats and the differences between them that I wanted just to show you. The lion, you can see the lion lives in Africa as well as the cheetah, but the tiger lives somewhere else. Here's the tiger, and they have usually 1 to 6 cubs. They call the young tiger a cub in each litter. And they actually live in Asia, the tigers, so they aren't in the same place. Now cheetahs, on the other hand, they have their cubs, and they're born blind, and their eyes open about a week. And of course, we're familiar with that with our domesticated cats, aren't we? That, you know, their eyes are shut to the beginning and then they open up, and they have a mane of long silvery gray hair at the beginning when they're young, and then the gray hairs extends down the back. But at 10 weeks, most of this cape is lost, and they start taking on a different look in their coat. Here we have just different kittens, right? We have domesticated ones that you see here, and they can look very, very different with the Siamese that have the blue eyes to the tabby and tiger looking cat. We call them tigers based on their pattern, but they're basically the same cats all mixed together usually, is what we see on the cats, domesticated. Now what's interesting is a Siamese mother cat or queen will produce Siamese kittens when they mate with another Siamese. But the factor that gives it this distinct coloration is recessive. So if the mom and dad are not both like that, then the babies won't look like that. If they're beautiful cats, you know, they might take on just different colors. But if they're both Siamese, though, they should have the blue eyes. Now look down here. You see something very interesting there, don't you? That, believe it or not, is something called a gannet. And it is not a true cat. It actually belongs to the Mongoose family, but it's featured here with cats. It's one of those animals you're not sure what category to put it in. We humans always want to put everything in a category. So it has some cat-like characteristics, but also mongoose characteristics. And the gannet, it's lightly built, very agile, climbs all over. It does live in Africa as well. So a lot of these cat species living in Africa. And they might produce 2 litters a year with 2 or 3 kits in each litter. Now, if you don't know what a mongoose is, I'm going to do another video sometime all about the mongoose, because you know the story of Rikki Tikki Tavi? Well, lead character there, that animal in that story is a mongoose. And of course, this is not a mongoose, but it does have similarities between a cat and a mongoose. Look over here, though. Here, you know what those are? Those are actually bobcat babies. And it is a wild cat of America. So this lives in America, North America. And may live, I'm not sure exactly how far down south it goes. But the kits are usually born in early spring in a den, maybe a hollow log or a cave. And there's usually 2 young in a litter. And the mother defends them fiercely and keeps the father away until the kits are weaned, when she will allow him to come. They help each other collect food for the young, the kittens. And they have this very soft fur. If you do find them, they are not easily tamed. They are wild animals, even though they may look as kittens, like little cats. They are not domesticated. And so beware of that if you ever find any. They are wild animals. And so it does, but our domesticated cats do come from species such as the bobcat that were domesticated over time. It takes a long time to get a domesticated animal. There you have it. You have the bobcat, you have the gannet, You have just a run-of-the-mill cat, a Siamese, and then we have our large cats. What is that one? That's right. Did you say cheetah? What is that one? Did you say a lion, African lion? And what is that? Did you say tiger? What is that? Did you say the genet? Genet, that's the one you may not have known. And that's baby what? Yes, bobcat. Hey, did you get 100 on our little quiz about cats today? If so, I'm grateful for that. Tell me something about it and hit a like at the bottom of this video if you liked it. And you take care. Hope you learned something about cats today. And remember, learn something new every day.